first item on the agenda is the roll call, starting with our scholar representatives to the board.
Yandel Byrne Toledo, Federal Way High School, School Board Representative.
Izzy Owens, Toppymer High School Representative.
Director Murphy.
Director Murphy, District 5.
Trudy Davis, Director, District 4.
Lakeisha Phillips, Director, District 3.
Quentin Morris, Director, District 1.
Jennifer Jones, Director, District 2.
Danny Pfeiffer, Superintendent.
Next is a presentation of colors by the Federal Way High School JROTC. Please rise if you are able.
Good. Color. Forward. Mark. Right. Face. Forward. Colors. Forward. Mark.
You may now be seated. Next item on the agenda is the approval of the meeting agenda. At this time, we'll entertain a motion.
I move the Board of Education approve the meeting agenda of December 9th, 2025 as submitted.
I have a motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. The next item on the agenda is the required approvals agenda. At this time, we'll entertain a motion.
I move that the Board of Education approve the required approval agendas of December 9th, 2025 as submitted.
I have a motion. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is school welcome. Mark Twain Elementary, Dr. Pfeiffer.
Absolutely. I am so excited to be here at Mark Twain Elementary this evening. And I want to thank the staff and the students, all of you, for hosting us. I'm going to invite Principal Tess Johnson up to do our school welcome, highlighting the strengths and opportunities for growth here at Mark Twain, home of the Bullfrogs. All right, Tess.
Well, welcome to Mark Twain. I'm glad that all of you could make it tonight. Well, what makes Mark Twain unique? Well, our school community speaks 25 different languages, which we think is our superpower. And really during the school year, that will range from 25 to about 30. We have a Bright Futures Kindergarten, which we lovingly call because they haven't quite grown into being a bullfrog yet, but they will be mighty bullfrogs by the end of the year. We partner with the Kiwanis for our BUGS, which stands for Bringing Up Grades, and we'll be hosting that this week. They come in and they give awards to our students that really are showing a lot of growth in math and ELA. We are currently hosting math, Lego, and Sphero clubs after school, and we are very proud bullfrogs here. We bleed green. Scholar safety and a sense of belonging here at Mark Twain. Currently, according to Panorama, our fall data shows that 92% of our scholars responded that they have a teacher or an adult that they can count on at any time at school, which is a big increase over the last few years. We are a PBIS school like all of our schools in Federal Way, and we give out frog slips, and this is our first year using it the electronic way. We have Frog Store every Friday, so it's either a K2 store or a 3-5 where they get to buy their little trinkets, which is a lot of fun. And every month we have monthly character awards assemblies where we really are focusing on character traits for the month. And then we also are celebrating attendance awards. And we have class competitions. And then we also have we celebrate growth overall too. Our second step curriculum, we built that right into our monthly or our daily master schedule. And then we partner that with breakfast in the classroom. And that is new for us. We launched it last spring, and that's been such a great thing to bring here to Mark Twain. Our students have really responded well to that, and they all start with full bellies here. Our attendance team and our PBI's team are meeting a lot during the school month, and are really just monitoring attendance and partnering with families on just how do we help partner with you to get them back in school if they're missing a lot, because they can't learn if they're not here, and we learn best from each other. So our learning successes this year is we've really embraced the InnovaMath, our new math curriculum that's really supports our Tier 2 learning. Both with our students and our staff have really loved that new curriculum. And this year we've also just really started the co-teaching with our multilingual teachers, and that has really been a great success. So we have 4 multilingual teachers, and they have all just jumped in the classrooms, and gen ed teachers and multilingual teachers have all given us that feedback that it's just really inspired all avenues of the teaching, and students have said that too. We are focusing on our Tier 1 small group instruction, both in ELA and math. And leap time is off and running, and we are sharing students in K5, and they walk to that. It is a busy time during that time. And we meet students right where they're at. Hearing from our community. Families are very happy this year. It's the first year we started school on the same day for BFK all the way through 5th grade. So families that had students in BFK got to bring them on the first day of school too. Those little ones are so cute when they come with their big brothers and sisters, and it's just fun to be able to start on that first day of school. And we also send green, because we're bullfrogs, book bags home with books that kids get a book shop with home on a nightly basis for littles. And as they get bigger, they have chapter books, so they don't go home with those every day. But with homework and with books for families to have that resource at home. And then also other feedback is that dismissal line is big. You've seen our driveway. And so we have about 150 cars trying to pick up. So dismissal line can be long, and rainy days is longer. So that's some of our feedback. And then also there's been a lot of questions more than ever. And I think this is stemming from the beautiful new buildings that we have in our community, right? And they're going out to some parent nights. When will Mark Twain get built? So that's the other feedback. So is that happening soon? And then lastly, our scholar advisory, the most recent scholar advisory I had, we really focused on InnovaMath and getting feedback from our scholars on that. And so these are quotes from them. Okay. They love it. It's fun. They love all the manipulatives that have come with it. So they're really getting hands-on with that. They get to talk a lot in math. And, kids love to talk about anything. But when it's about learning, that's really good, right? It's more entertainment. And when they're talking about that, they're talking about the online. So it's really keeping their attention. And the teacher group feels like games, but they know it's learning, so it's cool. And then and sometimes it gives us more than one answer and does not specify what it means. So sometimes it's frustrating, but I think that's growing our brains. So that was cute, I thought. And tonight's Scholar Showcase is led by Miss White-Hatton. And there's some 3rd graders from Miss Duhan and Miss Espinosa's class. And they're going to be doing 2 pieces for you tonight. So they're going to be singing Just One Candle, and then All Are Welcome. And that's going to be singing, instruments, and speaking. All right. Thank you very much.
Shine your light for these, and they all around the world. Speak to everyone, and your voice be heard. Shine your light for these, and everywhere. Show the people without you. Just walk in the shine. No matter how you start your day, what you wear when you play, or if you come from far away, all are welcome here. All are welcome here. All are welcome here. We will learn to sing and play, making music every day. All are welcome here. All are welcome here. Gather now, let's all take part. We'll play music, we'll make art. We'll share stories from the heart. All are welcome here. All are welcome here. All are welcome here. We will learn to sing and play, making music every day. All are welcome here. All are welcome here. We're part of our community. Our strength is our diversity, a shelter from adversity. All are welcome here. All are welcome here. All are welcome here. We will learn to sing and play, making music every day. All are welcome here. All are welcome here. We will learn from each other. Special talents will uncover. There's a big world to discover. All are welcome here. All are welcome here. All are welcome here. We will learn to sing and play, making music every day. All are welcome. All are welcome. So much to learn, so much to do. And when your busy day is through, can't wait to come back, start anew. All are welcome here. All are welcome here. All are welcome here. We will learn to sing and play, making music every day. All are welcome here. All are welcome here. You have a place here. You have a space here. You are welcome here. All are welcome here. All are welcome here. We will learn to sing and play, making music every day. All our goals are here. All our goals are here.
Thank you so much for that performance. Yes. And thank you for that welcome. Next item on the agenda is Schools Can't Do It Alone. Dr. Pfeiffer?
Yes, one of the pillars of our strategic plan is the acknowledgement that schools can't do it alone. And this evening, we have the privilege of highlighting a few of those partners that make a difference in the lives of our students. I'm going to ask Jessica Morgan, our Chief of Communications, to spotlight these partners.
Good evening, Board President Dr. Jones, members of the board, Superintendent Dr. Pfeiffer, and our scholar representatives to the board. Now more than ever, our schools can't do it alone, and we would like to show our appreciation for the contributions the following organizations have made that benefit our scholars in our district. Thank you to JTM Construction and Gardner Construction WBE for once again supporting our scholars and families for donating and distributing more than 400 turkeys and holiday meal packages. This is your largest contribution yet, and it helps ensure families across our district could enjoy a warm and nourishing meal this season. This is now the fourth year that you have partnered with us in this effort, and we deeply appreciate your continued commitment to supporting our community and making a meaningful difference for our scholars. If you are here today, please come forward to be recognized and join us for a photo.
I do know that I received word from JTM Construction and Garner Construction just this afternoon that said they'll be doubling their turkey donation dinners for next year.
Thank you to We Love Our City Federal Way, Brook Lake Church, Family Life Community Church, Federal Way Church of the Nazarene, Lifeway Church, and South King Fire for coming together to support our families through this year's 13th annual Turkey Drive. Each organization partnered with an FWPS school to distribute more than 300 turkeys, along with complete meal kits and other essential items for families. Your collective generosity and willingness to serve ensures that many of our scholars and families could enjoy a warm and meaningful holiday meal. We are grateful for your continued partnership and the positive impact you've brought to our community each year. If you are here today, please come forward to be recognized and to take a photo.
Next item on the agenda is good news announcements. We're excited to recognize our outstanding scholar mathematicians who participated in the 19th annual Math Bonanza competition for grades 4 through 8. Scholars and staff who are here today, please come forward to be recognized. This year, more than 60 students from 25 schools competed in 17 different categories, showcasing their talent, problem-solving skills, and love for mathematics. A special congratulations to the 8 scholars who earned top honors, placing 1st through 3rd in their grade levels. Congratulations to all participants for your dedication and hard work. We are FWPS proud. Congratulations to 8 of our outstanding FWPS scholars who advanced to the 2025 3A WIAA Girls Swimming and Diving State Championships. Scholars and coaches who are here today, please come forward to be recognized. Reaching the state level reflects exceptional dedication, discipline, and athletic skill. We are proud of each of you for representing your schools and our district with excellence. Congratulations on an incredible season. We are FWPS proud. And congratulations to 14 of our outstanding FWPS scholars who advanced to the 2025 3A WIAA Boys and Girls Cross Country State Championships. A special recognition goes to Federal Way High School's Abigail Collier, who placed third in individual and broke a school record in the next competition week. Scholars and coaches who are here today, please come forward to be recognized. Qualifying for state reflects tremendous dedication, endurance, and competitive spirit. We are proud of each of you for representing your schools and our district with excellence. Congratulations on an outstanding season. We are FWPS proud.
Here we go. Everybody has a camera? Just keep the camera. Very protect. One, two. One, two, three. All right, shout out. Okay. All right, this evening we have two additional good news announcements. Tonight, I'm proud to share that our Federal Way Public Schools Board of Directors has once again been named a Washington State School Directors Association Board of Distinction. This marks our 10th consecutive year earning this honor, an achievement shared this year by just 49 boards statewide out of 295 school districts. WASDA reviewers commended our board for its strong governance and deep commitment to equity, specifically highlighting the adoption of multi-tiered systems of support, our MTSS as a district-wide framework. They noted our systemic and equity-driven approach, which is reflected in measurable gains, including improved math and ELA outcomes in more than 20 of our schools. This recognition also celebrates the board's ongoing work to every one of our 21,500 students has a clear pathway to success. From adopting the portrait of a graduate to redefining expectations for scholar readiness, the board continues to keep student outcomes at the center of every decision. Our application highlighted several areas of impact, including strong governance and strategic monitoring, ensuring accountability and alignment with our strategic plan, scholar readiness and equity with MTSS and the portrait of the graduate, guiding academic, behavioral, and social emotional supports, targeted academic interventions such as the district support team model and small group instruction, positive transitions in scholar leadership, including K-3 and 9th grade on-track efforts and programs like Web and Link, family and community engagement from Community Connect and Coffee and conversations to initiatives like Closing the Hunger Gap, and finally, elevating student voice, including our Scholar Representative Program and our continued partnership with the Puyallup Tribe. Our board of directors continue to model what strong student-centered governance looks like in action. This 10th consecutive Board of Distinction and Award reflects years of courageous and consistent decision-making that is making a real difference in our scholars, our schools, and our community. Personally, I'd like to congratulate you, the Board of Directors, and thank you for your unwavering commitment to Federal Way Public Schools. And our final good news announcement this evening is in direct response to this being Director Morris's last school board meeting. That is good news and sad news. So I'd like to just share on behalf of myself, the 21,500 students in our school district, as well as our entire leadership team. Director Morris has had a lasting impact on Federal Way Public Schools. During his 4 years of service as a school director, he has consistently shown his commitment to the success of every student in our district. He served as WIA representative for 2 years, and during his tenure, the school board has been recognized by WASDA with the title of Board of Distinction. During his time on the board, Federal Way Public Schools has continued implementing the district's strategic plan, completed the largest bond measure in Federal Way Public Schools history with the opening of Illahee, Olympic View, Federal Way Memorial, Star Lake, Evergreen Middle School, and Thomas Jefferson, achieved the highest graduation rate in recent history, and strong college-going rates, increased opportunities for scholars through the expansion of career and technical education pathways and college and career readiness programs, ensuring 100% of our graduates have post-secondary plans, demonstrated a strong commitment to the implementation of multi-tiered systems of support, which is showing a positive impact. These are just a few highlights of the work that's been done for students with the support and the oversight of the school board during Director Morris's service. I know that his steady presence, his thoughtful questions, and dedications to the success of each and every student was instrumental in this success. While I look forward to continuing to work collaboratively with the school board as we enter the next chapter, Director Morris, you will be missed. Thank you for your years of service, and know that you've made a difference in the lives of students in Federal Way Public Schools.
Director Morris for his dedication and his commitment to our school board and to our scholars, especially with the expansion of this CTE program, which is so important for the future of our young people. Thank you.
Director Morris, we are wishing you the best in the future. I know you didn't want to leave us, but you have some other plans, and I'm sure your spouse is probably happy that you're going to take some time off and enjoy your second retirement. We know you won't be a stranger. I'm sure we'll see you.
Being a school board director is one of those like quiet, difficult jobs that you sign up for, but you never know what you're signing up for. Thank you for your 4 years of service and commitment to our community. It's appreciated.
As I previously mentioned to Director Morris, he will be greatly missed, and I don't know whether to be sad or joyful for him. And I think he has a bright future ahead of him, and we will certainly miss his insightful inquiries that he so poignantly always presented to us. He will be greatly missed.
I do want to thank all of you for this adventure, because I don't know how else to describe it. When I first came on board, I really didn't know what I was in for and how challenging it might be on so many different levels, politically, intellectually, emotionally at times. But I always tried to hold myself to account, to be not that person, not that guy, but the person that asks good, insightful questions. And because I like to know why. It's always important to look for the why and then look for the how. And how do we get there? So again, I thank you for this recognition. I thank you, the staff. The union isn't here. Oh, there they are. Hi. thank you even for your challenges. I didn't want to leave you out, but again, I don't know that I would have grown as much as I feel like I have, if not worked for the 4 years that I sat at this chair. And I thank you, Dr. Pfeiffer, very much for your contribution in keeping it light, even when it got heavy. So again, thank you all. Thank you, fellow board directors. And I'm not going anywhere in terms of, I will be still very supportive of the schools in any way I can. We've got a levy that's very important to the lives and livelihoods of our children, students, and families. I don't have any cognitive dissonance when it comes to funding the school. Even though it might get a little challenging sometimes from, what our priorities might be, but I leave it to the people and I leave it to you to guide the way. So with that, I won't use up any more of your time, and I thank you again for this honor.
Next item on the agenda is the legislative update. Director Phillips.
No update so far. Thank you.
All right. Next item on the agenda is the oath of office. Mary Helbling, would you please come forward to administer the oath of office? First, Trudy Davis, would you come forward?
I solemnly swear, do hereby solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States, that I will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Washington, the Constitution of the State of Washington, and the laws of the State of Washington, and the laws of the State of Washington, and to faithfully discharge the duties and to state
Mr. Eric Gollings, would you please come forward? If you have any family here, they can join you while you take your oath. Thank you, Ms. Helbling. On behalf of the board, I would like to congratulate and welcome Director Eric Gollings to the board and congratulate Director Davis on her reelection. Next item on the agenda is election of officers. Are there any nominations for president? Election of officers.
I would like to nominate Dr. Jennifer Jones for president.
Are there any other nominations for president? Are there any other nominations for president? Yes.
Dr. Jones, do you accept the nomination?
Yes, I do.
I move that we elect Director Jones as president. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none. Dr. Jones, you want to announce yourself as the candidate, as the person who wanted? President Dr. Jones, you are elected as a result of the roll call. Do we want to do a roll call? Or just newly elected and assume office? All in favor, say aye. Okay, so we don't want to do it. Okay. Any opposed? Okay, motion carried.
No. Are there any nominations for vice president? Are there any other nominations? Sorry, are they waiting for a nomination for vice president? We only do this.
I'll nominate Director Davis.
Are there any other nominations for vice president? Are there any other nominations for vice president? Director Davis, will you accept the nomination?
Accept.
Do you have a motion?
Yes, I do. I'd like to motion Director Trudy Davis for vice president.
I have a motion. Do I hear a second? I'll second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. And any opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations, Director Davis. You have been elected as vice president. Are there any nominations for WIAA representative?
Absolutely not. Director Davis, do you want to do WIA? Director Davis for WIA representative.
Are there any other nominations for WIAA representatives?
Yes, I nominate Eric Gollings.
Mm, Are there any other nominations for WIAA representative? All right, I have a motion. Do I hear a second? We haven't had a motion. We have two, right? So.
You have two nominations.
You have two nominations. Right, give a roll call vote, okay.
First, they have to accept the
Okay, right.
nomination.
Director Davis, do you accept the nomination?
I'll accept.
Director Gollings, will you accept the nomination?
I accept.
Okay. So now we have to do the roll call.
Now you do
okay?
a roll call vote.
Yes, okay. At this time, we'll do a roll call. Director Murphy, who do you vote for?
Eric Gollings.
Director Phillips, who do you vote for?
Trudy Davis.
Director Davis, who do you vote for?
Mr. Davis?
Director Gollings, who do you vote for?
Director Gollings.
I, Director Jones, vote for Director Davis. Yep, yes, three votes are a quorum. Congratulations, Director Davis. You have been elected as WIAA representative. And I think that's all the elections, yes?
Do we not do anything for legislative? How does that
No, this
take
year,
place?
That is a 2-year term.
so we'll do that for next year.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Yes. All right. Next item on the agenda is ends one presentation, Dr. Pfeiffer. Oh,
On the
sorry.
agenda is a motion on the
What did I not do? Oh, okay. So, that's. Oh, I'm sorry. Next item on the agenda is a motion on the reaffirmation of policies. At this time, we'll entertain a motion.
I move that all policies and adopted regulations are in full force and effective as they are now constituted, but are subject to individual review and revision as the needs arise.
I have a motion. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion?
Yes, on the policies, I'm not certain. I'm still trying to figure this all out. As I mentioned before, last year was kind of a wipeout for me since I had a very serious medical condition. So I'm basically kind of like starting my second year. I'm not quite sure when these policies are decided. Did we do that in a work study? Is that when they were decided that we would continue them forward, or if we would open it up for further policies?
Yes, we do our board retreat at the beginning of the year, and then we go over all the policies. I think you brought in notes and we had the paper chart up and we kind of went through them, and then we had a follow-up half-day work study where we went over some of the notes again and then adopted our policies.
That adoption was done in an October board meeting.
Right, and so I'm just still trying to put the pieces together to figure out how and what and why. Okay, thank you.
Yes, the motion is on the table. So we have a second? Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, thank you. Next item on the agenda is the end one presentation. Dr. Pfeiffer.
All right, we got through that, little bumpy, but we made our way through. Okay, so thank you very much, Board President Jones. Board team annually report out on the progress towards ENDS 1. The ENDS is aligned to Goal 5 of our strategic plan. It's focused on college and career readiness specific to high school. Last Tuesday, you were provided the initial update at our work study. This is your second review. I'm going to ask our Deputy Superintendent, Marla Newton, our Chief Academic Officer, Dr. Melissa Spencer, and Learning Improvement Officer, David Herrera, to provide this update to you on my behalf. Marla.
Evening, President Dr. Jones, members of the board, scholar advisors, and Superintendent Dr. Pfeiffer. Tonight, we are presenting our data and next steps on Sub-End 1. The purpose of tonight's presentation is to provide the interpretation and evidence of Sub-End 1 reflective of the 2024-2025 school year. Sub-End 1, each scholar, graduation, and advancement is a critical sub-end, measuring the ultimate outcomes for Federal Way Public Schools student readiness for post-secondary pursuits. This interpretation uses the framework by national expert David Conley, and the 4 factors straddle all grade levels and illustrate readiness from preschool through college. This visual depicts the 4 aspects of college and career readiness. These 3 metrics were selected due to their research base in supporting scholars in their post-secondary pursuits. Our ultimate goal is to graduate scholars who are ready for their post-secondary next steps. Scholars who are on track with coursework at the completion of 9th grade are 4 times more likely to graduate from high school, and there is a strong correlation between FAFSA completion and post-secondary enrollment. In addition to these metrics, we measure students' attainment of dual credit, CTE course completions, engagement in career pathways, and attainment of industry certifications. Combined, these metrics paint a picture of how college and career-ready students are ready for post-secondary pursuits. This slide is a reminder of the needed credits to graduate in Washington State and in Federal Way Public Schools. As you can see here, Federal Way Public Schools holds a higher requirement than Washington State by 2 credits. These credits are seen in both social studies requirement and an additional elective credit. In addition to the 26 credits, scholars are required to complete their high school and beyond plan, take Washington State history and government, complete 24 hours of community service, and complete a graduation pathway. OSPI provides 2 graduation pathways. The CTE pathway requires 2 or more CTE credits in sequence that include dual credit and or lead to an industry recognized credential, or complete a Core Plus program such as our pre-apprenticeship program. The post-secondary pathway requiring scholars to perform on standardized assessments or advanced placement tests or meet requirements via SAT, ACT, or the ASVAB test, showing mastery in ELA and math standards. As mandated by the state, all scholars must meet the requirements of at least one of these pathways in order to graduate. We'll now share our measure of progress in support of Goal 5 of our strategic plan and ENDS 1. Our first key metric is to review the percent of 12th grade scholars graduating on time. This is an example of how we generate our graduation rate. Our grad rate is a calculation of the number of graduates divided by all members of a graduating cohort. It's important to note that even when scholars leave Federal Way and attend school elsewhere, unless we receive confirmation of their next school, those scholars remain part of our data. Also, scholars that enroll in Federal Way during their junior or senior year are also included in our data. Any scholar who was a 5th-year senior in 2025 would not be included in the 2025 data, but continue to remain as part of the class of the 2024 data set. This hypothetical example illustrates the impact of unconfirmed withdrawals on our graduation rate. In this example, we have 100 currently enrolled seniors in our denominator. 90 of them graduate. 6 students withdrew but did not confirm their next school. Therefore, instead of a 90% graduation rate, we would divide 90 by 106, resulting in an 84.9% graduation rate. The class of 2025 had an 85% graduation rate, which is 1% higher than last school year. The graduating class of 2025 was awarded $11 million in scholarships to continue to pursue their post-secondary dreams, and 100% of students that walked across the stage had a plan for life after high school. 3 out of 4 comprehensive high schools improved their graduation rates last year, and all comprehensive high schools had a graduation rate of 85% or higher, with Decatur having the highest rate at 91%, and Todd Beamer having the highest increase of 5%. Both Decatur and Todd Beamer have seen a 3-year increase of 4 and 5% respectively. When we look at graduation rates by gender and program, we see that scholars with individualized education plans, or IEPs, had an 8% increase, with Black and African American, 2 or more races, and white scholars seeing increases of at least 4%. When we look at graduation rates disaggregated by race, we see that 5 out of 6 racial groups graduated at or above the district average, with 2 or more races having the highest grad rate of 90%. One factor to note is that our families who are coming from countries such as the Ukraine and Afghanistan identified generally as white or Asian. And as we discussed on a previous slide, depending on what course they took in their home country, it may or may not be possible for them to graduate on time. While we do care about graduation rates, ultimately, we want our scholars to leave Federal Way ready for college and career. This can sometimes require a 5th year, particularly for students that have had limited schooling opportunities prior to enrolling in Federal Way Public Schools. When we look at graduation rates by gender and program, we see that low-income and female scholars had grad rates that were higher than average. Here, you can see what the outcome was for every graduation group within the 2025 cohort. We had 1,472 graduates with 110 scholars continuing their education and 151 unconfirmed transfers or dropouts, with the majority of that 151 being unconfirmed transfers. 96 of the 110 continuing scholars are currently enrolled in Federal Way Public Schools. Through concentrated efforts to minimize unconfirmed transfers and dropouts, we saw a reduction of 1% from the previous graduation cohort. Schools receive updated lists of students monthly and have strategies to engage outreach to find where students have landed. Each school reaches out to students with unconfirmed transfer codes or dropout codes multiple times and works to get them to be re-engaged in school. It is important to understand the context of our scholars who have not yet graduated. Many of our scholars come to Federal Way Public Schools in their junior or senior year from other states or countries. Depending on the country or state that they have come from, they may have interrupted schooling or not enough credits to graduate in the few years that they've been here with us in FWPS. Of the 261 non-graduates in the 2025 graduation cohort, 42% started high school in another district or country, with 16% having been in the U.S. less than 2 years and 9% being in U.S. for less than 1 year. We have 110 scholars continuing their K-12 education. Federal Way Public Schools believes multilingualism is an asset and is proud of our efforts to support scholars graduating with the seal of biliteracy, which goes on their high school diploma. We provide multiple opportunities for scholars to take the World Language Competency Test, and as a result, continue to see high numbers of scholars earning the seal of biliteracy, with 189 scholars in the class of 2025 earning the seal. This year, we also had students qualify for the seal of biliteracy in 28 distinct languages, which is the most ever for our scholars. We will now discuss our efforts that ensure that all scholars graduate ready for post-secondary pursuits. We are continuing our efforts to ensure on-time graduation through our monthly graduation assurance meetings, multiple ways to recover necessary credits, systemic evaluation of international transcripts, and ensuring scholars engage in college and career readiness experiences in grades K through 12. This year, we are continuing dedicating our Horizon and Limitless grants to focus on academic advising from school guidance counselors and sending quarterly on-off-track letters to ensure that families know where their scholars stand. Additionally, we are implementing the statewide high school and beyond plan through School Links, and we have initiated a high school master schedule committee to ensure our scholars have the deepest learning experiences possible. Graduation assurance meetings happen monthly across all high school sites in partnership with central office leaders. As we refine our process, we are developing common definitions across our sites so that all of the off-track status descriptors have a consistent meaning throughout our system. To determine a scholar's status, we review a variety of data sources, including their community service completion, credit recovery status, course grades, financial aid applications, and completion of the high school and beyond plan. For the small portion of scholars that are not able to graduate on time, which we generally don't determine until much later in the year, we also work with them and their families to develop a plan of action. This could include a fifth year or a program such as Highline Excel, which serves newly arrived immigrant and refugee students that are struggling to meet Washington state graduation requirements. Regardless of the status, our goal is that each and every scholar receive the support that they need to be college and career ready when they finish at Federal Way Public Schools, and to have a plan in place that supports their next steps. Every year, we track credit completion of our high school students, and we provide opportunities for credit recovery in order to ensure that scholars do graduate. Last year, we also implemented an additional credit recovery curriculum focused on supporting multilingual scholars. The Portable Assistant Study Sequence, or PASS, provided by OSPI is what we have implemented. And due to our efforts, scholars in the class of 2025 were able to recover 1,142 courses using Edgenuity and PASS courses. At the end of last year, we were awarded the Horizon and Limitless grants to focus on increasing the capacity of our counselors to provide post-secondary and academic advising. We are using these grant monies to provide professional development for principals and counselors to improve upon our systems for advising starting in the 9th grade. That supports scholars in meeting their post-secondary goals. Additionally, we are proactively implementing the state high school and beyond platform School Links. School Links aligns course recommendations to students' goals and will provide recommendation for advanced coursework based on a student's performance in alignment with our advanced course taking policy. We had over 785 scholars in the class of 2025 meet the requirements for guaranteed admissions through earning a minimum GPA of 3.0 and completing the course requirements for a 4-year university. Guaranteed admissions means that students are automatically accepted into the 8 universities that are listed here on this slide. Many of our students will continue to apply and be accepted to both these universities as well as universities across our nation. Dr. Spencer is now going to share our second metric, the percent of 9th graders on track for on-time graduation.
OSPI defines on track as passing all of your classes. So in the following slides, we are measuring the percent of scholars who passed 8 courses in 9th grade in Federal Way Public Schools. When we compare that data with our region, our scholars have to pass 8 credits to be considered on track, while our regional districts have 6 credits per year. So while scholars are moving through an intense transition, both academically and social emotionally, they are taking 2 additional academic courses as compared to their peers in other districts. This slide shows the percentage of 9th graders that passed all 8 classes. 4 schools improved their percentage of students who passed all courses in 9th grade: Thomas Jefferson, Todd Beamer, Internet Academy, and Federal Way High School, with the highest increase of 7%. Keep in mind that these are the rates for passing all 8. Because these scholars need 26 credits to graduate but take 32 courses over 4 years, they can graduate on time even if they need to retake a course. When we look at 9th grade on-track rates by groups, we see that low-income scholars, scholars with disabilities, female scholars, Black, African American, Hispanic, and scholars identifying as 2 or more races saw increases of at least 2%, with scholars identifying as 2 or more races seeing the largest increase of 9%. When disaggregating 9th grade on-track data by race, you can see that we continue to have differences across groups, but 3 racial groups increased the percent passing all courses by at least 2%. When disaggregating ninth grade on-track data by gender and programming, our female scholars, low-income scholars, and scholars with disabilities saw the highest increases of at least 2%. While we're not satisfied with our current ninth grade on-track data, so we're making an intentional effort to increase the percent of scholars finishing ninth grade on track. The next slides will outline these intentional efforts. Last year, we started monthly ninth grade on-track assurance meetings and launched Link Crew to welcome ninth graders to high school. We will continue our focus on all scholars passing Algebra 1 and college and career readiness experiences. Additionally, we continue to send weekly grade notification emails to all secondary scholars to ensure families are aware of student performance in real time. New this year, we've sent teams from all comprehensive high schools to the Freshman Success Institute, are using school links for high school and beyond planning, have implemented Algebra 1 and ELA 9 intervention courses, and are sending quarterly on-off track letters to families so they can support their students in passing all classes by the end of ninth grade. Our ninth grade on-track assurances include focusing on passing all 8 courses in ninth grade with a focus on all scholars enrolled in Algebra 1, demonstrating passing mastery of standards, as well as providing timely interventions for scholars needing support. In alignment with our MTSS systems, we are tiering ninth grade scholars based on the number of courses passed to provide levels of support. Any scholar not passing a course will be provided tiered supports, which could include academic counseling, small groups focused on study skills, tutoring, or additional support courses. Through analyzing research, we know there are some key indicators that predict ninth grade success or struggle. These indicators are known as early warning indicators. Our ninth grade on-track data dashboard includes the early warning indicators, which are tracking scholars' current grades, attendance, and discipline record in real time to ensure we can provide proactive interventions before scholars fail a course. This year, we are also tracking scholars' grades with the goal of all ninth graders earning Bs or better in all classes. In addition to the above-mentioned efforts, we know we need to grow our skill set in supporting scholars passing all courses. We are partnering with the Network for College Success, which provides a Freshman Success Institute. The institute includes professional development and ongoing coaching support, supporting lead teams at the building level to learn how to proactively transition scholars from middle to high school and support scholars in staying on track for graduation. As a result of the Freshman Success Institute, Todd Beamer High School came back and instituted the Freshman Cafe. The Freshman Cafe connects every freshman with an adult to discuss the transition to high school, student dreams and goals, and to set clear next steps for scholars. As a result of the cafe, Todd Beamer saw an increase in the number of students signing up for athletics and clubs, as well as connecting with adults in the building. Link Crew is comprised of upperclassmen who provide welcome and inclusionary activities for incoming ninth graders, teach them the expectations of the school, focus on how students can build relationships and engage in the school, and support students in paying attention to their mental health and well-being while showing them how to get support at the school when needed. Consistently, our scholar advisories credit Link Crew to a positive start to the school year. The third metric we utilize to measure progress towards ENDS1 is the percent of scholars completing the FAFSA application. We also have scholars who complete the WAFSA, but due to confidentiality, Washington State does not release those numbers to school districts. As we look to continue supporting growing rates of FAFSA completion, we employ 3 primary strategies: ongoing coordination with counselors and career and college readiness teams to provide direct outreach and support to scholars and families, progress monitoring and problem solving during the grad assurance meetings, providing resources and communication in multiple languages directly to scholars and families to support them throughout the process. As a result of our efforts, we continue to see significantly high FAFSA completion rates. All of our comprehensive high schools increased the percent of scholars completing the FAFSA by significant rates of at least 9%. Additionally, we continue to see significantly higher FAFSA completion rates than the state, with our students completing the FAFSA at a rate 17% higher than the state, and Federal Way Public School has the second highest rate in the roadmap region. Completion of the FAFSA gives students access to financial supports to achieve their post-secondary goals, which is why we engage in concerted efforts which continue to pay off for our scholars. David Herrera will now share additional metrics with regards to END1.
While the previous 3 metrics are our key metrics for Goal 5, We have additional data that we track to better understand our scholars' preparation for post-secondary success. These include providing scholars with multiple career pathways through CTE, dual credit and advanced course taking and attainment, CTE course completion, and the attainment of industry certifications. These additional data points are important because they paint a more comprehensive picture of what our scholars are doing to be ready for post-secondary college and career. Our career pathways provide scholars with opportunities to personalize their learning through exploration and preparation courses. Our CTE pathways provide scholars with graduation pathway requirement. Industry recognized certifications provide scholars with the needed skills to head into the workforce, part or full-time. And dual credit and advanced courses show increased rates of high school graduation, and they ultimately reduce the cost of post-secondary education. 87% of students in the class of 2025 completed a dual credit course in the 24-25 school year. This includes AP, IB, Cambridge, and CTE dual credit courses. In support of a robust high school and beyond plan, we are participating in the statewide launch of School Links, an online-based tool for scholars and families. Benefits of School Links include a user-friendly universal platform for all students in the state, students exploring career interests, setting career goals, and preparing for post-secondary readiness, staff being able to access real-time data to support scholar preparation, and increasing collaboration between scholars, families, school staff, colleges, and potential employers. In support of Goal 5, we continue to provide CTE dual credit opportunities. CTE dual credit offerings are those courses where students attain both high school and college credit. We currently offer 44 CTE courses for dual credit and have 3,832 student enrollments. This is an increase of over 800 from last year's 3,011 student enrollments. Our district is part of Puget Sound Dual Credit Consortium with dual credit articulations for college credit at Green River, Highline, and Renton Technical College. This matters because students are able to explore their interests and passions while enhancing academic skills, and ultimately, they demonstrate readiness for higher education while also saving money. There's a direct connection between the workforce and industry assessment and our 6 CTE programs of study. Students may opt into several programs of study ranging from agriculture and education, skilled technical sciences to STEM, as courses are designed to meet both exploratory and preparatory experiences in various careers in our region. Currently, we offer 86 CTE courses in grades 7 through 12, 3 more than previous year. We have over 6,000 students enrolled in 1 or more CTE courses, which represents an increase of almost 200, and on average, our scholars take 6 CTE courses by the time they graduate. Because we continue to offer rigorous courses in our CTE programs, we're able to partner with the National Academy Foundation, NAF, a national nonprofit organization focused on providing scholars with strong school-to-work connections, including internships. We currently have 3 academies. New this year is the Heart Academy at Thomas Jefferson, and in year 2 of implementation is the Biomedical Academies at Todd Beamer and Decatur, and the Engineering Academy at Federal Way High School. This year, we also launched a cybersecurity pathway as part of the College Board's Career Kickstart pilot. We launched AP Networking Fundamentals at all 4 of our comprehensive high schools, and next year we'll expand to offer the second course in the sequence, AP Cybersecurity Fundamentals. Because CTE programming is responsive to industry, we constantly are upgrading our offerings. This year, we launched the Art Academy, AP Networking Fundamentals for Cybersecurity, an electrical pre-apprenticeship program, expanded middle school STEM gardening to 2 schools, and have automotive scholars interning at Pappy Kenworth and Bowen Scarf Ford. Next year, we plan to add the second course sequence for cybersecurity, continue our automotive apprenticeship expansion to include equipment share as an apprenticeship site, launch a ProStart food trailer, and more. One of the areas that we continue to focus on is increasing the options to earn an industry-recognized certificate in a variety of different fields as part of their CTE pathway. We are committed to expand these offerings in cooperation with our industry and business partners. We grew the number of certificates earned in 24-25 to 1,532, when compared to the previous school year, an increase of over 200 certificates earned. All CTE courses can offer an industry-recognized certification through our partnership with UScience, a web-based platform for administering the certifications. Marla will now close with an overview of our next steps regarding Sub-N1.
So we will now share our focused next steps to increase graduation and advancement for our scholars. In Goal 5, we are continuing our graduation assurance meetings, implementing multiple credit recovery options, building robust CTE pathways at all high schools, and improving college and career readiness events like Kinders to College and our 5th grade visits to high school CTE programs. New this year is the implementation of robust 9th grade on-track teams at all comprehensive high schools, continued expansion of our CTE programming to include electrical pre-apprenticeship, cybersecurity, and expanded academies, building out a comprehensive college and career readiness plan for all grades K through 12, and focusing on academic advising through our comprehensive school counseling plan. We have continued with and are expanding the focus of assurance teams. And new this year is the development of both K-3 and 9th grade assurance teams. For our elementary focus, we will monitor for the critical skills of both math and reading, knowing that 3rd grade reading benchmark is a critical indicator of future success. As we shared, our intentional focus of 9th graders being on track in all courses helps to ensure that they are well situated on the path towards graduation. We will also have a critical lens on the passing of those enrolled in Algebra 1 and ELA 9, as we know the importance of math and literacy and the fact that this course serves as foundations for so many other advanced courses. As we implement these assurance teams, we will be looking at expanding assurances to support transitions, especially 5th to 6th and 8th to 9th, so that students arrive at the next level prepared to thrive. This year, we are launching the development of our Portrait of a Graduate for Federal Way Public Schools. The portrait defines the skills and abilities that each and every Federal Way Public School graduate should possess to be successful in their post-secondary pursuits. This work will drive our work moving forward, be integrated into instruction, and lay the foundation for our strategic plan refresh in 2026. This year, we'll be launching a committee to outline specific implementation activities for scholars, as well as develop rubrics for each competency in order to evaluate student performance and to define next steps. We have many areas of strength in ENS 1. We increased our graduation rate. We increased the percent of 9th graders passing all classes, making them on track for the next year. Our FAFSA rates continue to significantly outpace the state. We increased the numbers of students taking dual credit courses and CTE courses. We continue to have many students qualify for guaranteed admissions to Washington State universities, and we continue to expand our offerings that challenge students and prepare them for college, career, and beyond. While we have strengths to build on, we also have opportunities that we need to address, specifically around ensuring that all of our scholars graduate with the prerequisite skills needed. And to do that, we continue to focus on the graduation assurance process. We will continue to build out and implement our K-12 college and career readiness experiences, as well as intentional transitions between key grade levels, 5th to 6th and 8th to 9th. We will deepen our 9th grade on-track assurance processes, as well to start our tracking supports earlier in the process. And then in providing professional learning to counselors, we are strengthening our post-secondary advising and continue to enhance CTE programming and opportunities. Our newly developed work of a portrait of a graduate in collaboration with staff and community serves as a beacon for all that we hope and dream for our Federal Way Public Schools as graduating seniors ready and well-equipped for their post-secondary experiences and opportunities, whether that be headed to college or directly into the workforce. We want to thank you for allowing us to share this data with you and our efforts to support Goal 5 and ENS 1. Please let us know if you have any questions.
Thank you for that very comprehensive presentation on ENS 1. Our board members, are there any questions?
Thank you, Dr. Pfeiffer, for your presentation. Really appreciate it. It's always hard because there's so much information. I know I do this to us. But I'm catching the wind. Some things that I really appreciated was the completion of the FAFSA rates. It's actually a pretty big deal. And I'm glad to see that we are getting back up because I feel like we were close to this number before. Is this the high? Yeah, we were close to this before. It went down a little bit. Now we're back up. So thanks for the adjustment on that. As a special education parent, I love seeing that the graduation rates are going up just 2%, but I'll take it for our special education. And I saw the intention around program graduation rate. So thanks for that. Guaranteed entrance is always to colleges is awesome. I think that's only been a couple of years now. 2 years, 3 years,
This is our third year.
third year.
And we've expanded.
Yeah,
with more partnerships, and it's 8% increased on students with disabilities.
Is it 8?
Yes. 8,
Oh,
not-
two for on track to graduation.
So
Anyway, I'm
8%
looking,
increase.
yeah, 8% is huge. So I really appreciate that. And yeah, we're all counting. We are absolutely counting. So thank you. I really appreciate it. And this was new this year, was the breakdown of students who did not finish graduation. And I really appreciated because you've always told us you had teams that were checking. And this is the first year. Now we know 110 are continuing and 151, we're not quite sure where they're at. So I just like the intentionality and actually answering that question. It makes my heart feel a little bit better. And when you see 1,400 made it across, 110 are going to keep going. And here's the 150 you don't know about. I feel better about that at night. The one wondering I have is kind of what was going on with FWPA for on track for graduation rates. That one went down, but the graph could be wrong because the arrow's in the wrong place. But if you look at their 9th grade on track, I don't know if that's a glitch or not, but I'm assuming I know you're diligently watching FWPA on slide 26. Is it wrong?
It's no,
No.
but it is about their end size. So it's only 2 students and that swings the graph dramatically because they're 9th grade classes.
We
Right?
got to look at the end size. Yeah.
That. So
Yeah.
it's 2 students.
Big
Okay.
swings with small numbers.
See, FWPA, we're looking out for you. Thank you for clarifying that. And then just random feedback for myself. Where do students learn how to transfer their dual credit classes? Because I will say, as a college professor, sometimes I teach some of those classes, and students will say, I already took this. And I'm like, you should have did that before you got into my class. Does that make sense? So where do students learn, hey, I just took this class and it's going to count at Green River? You don't have to tell me now, but I was just
I
sharing.
was going to say through the college advising process, when they go through enrollment, the courses that they're taking, they should be, in the ideal, they should be being advised that what they're enrolling in is dual credit. So it counts towards college credit.
Maybe if we could I'm sure you are, but making sure students know that, hey, the class you're in, maybe even putting it on their syllabus in high school, this class will count in college. Because I will say occasionally I get students that did not know that and don't get advised very well. And they're back in my classroom and I'm like, oh, and it's so tough when you're already like 3 weeks in. So
And I will also say to your point, one of the things that we've noticed is in our comprehensive school counseling model, our high school counselors, we need to remember, in the ideal, we would have a lot more counselors at high school. It's hard from a scope of the work standpoint, but that is one of our dedicated areas of concentration is academic advising. And that's something that Executive Director Eric Hong and his team have really been working on with the counselors. So I see it as a work in progress, but better than where we were. But we'll take that feedback. Thank you very much.
Yeah, even if it's on their syllabus, because now I notice students are bringing the syllabus home and the parents have to sign some of them. But if it was just listed right there, like, please make sure to tell your college before you get into the class. I really like the guaranteed admissions, and I feel like it said that you have to have a 3.0 GPA. Are they automatically notified, like in where senior year? Like
They're
is he saying
automatically
yes?
they're automatically notified.
Thank
They,
you.
they get the information, and if they're college bound, it is completely paid for as well.
And then kudos to us, because I was thinking about how difficult the FAFSA has been the last couple of years, just at a national level, it's been pretty brutal. So it's nice to see that there's an uptick. And then I was going to say, are we helping parents navigate that? And then I remembered, because I am a parent, that you guys have a whole night dedicated to helping people with the FAFSA, but let's keep that positive.
Again,
FAFSA.
I want to give a shout out to our College and Career Readiness Department. They actually have expanded drop-in sessions, come to our family, the Family Academy evenings. Our College and Career Specialists also do drop-in evenings. So there's been a big concentration in how we can support families with the FAFSA. Yep. You're welcome.
Any other questions?
First of all, when I think of 9th grade, of course, I still think of it being middle school or junior high. So when I think about always, pointing my finger at middle school. Something has to happen at middle school, but it really is that ninth grade, getting them ready for high school. So I really like this graduation assurance progress monitoring and the fact that parents are involved because they get a call or they get a letter, and I guess it's in there. What's the other thing that they have online?
Parent
Square.
Parent
Okay.
Square.
Yeah, my kids have been out of school for a little bit, so I don't know if it's something new. So the other thing I had a question about was the links. So do you have do you know how many scholars are actually really going in and using?
100% of kids
100%?
have to use school.
They
Links.
have to do it.
Yes, because that's
Okay.
our new platform.
Oh, okay. Also, the platform, because OSPI has outlined what is part of our high school and beyond plan, we actually send out weekly reports to our high schools that this percentage of kids have done task A, this percentage of kids have done task B, this percentage of kids have done task C. And then we've come back to the schools and even had conversations today, like if they haven't done task A, the next 2 weeks, your goal is to get them to complete task A. So we're actually able to do a lot more tracking now with school links than we were with our previous platform.
And I also think that when the state, we have been doing something similar called Mile Learning prior to moving to School Links. So we had a jump, an advanced jump in when you think about across the state and then other compared to other districts. And then we know the CEO and she comes and she provides us extra special support and drop-in sessions. And there's a lot of components of School Links that we're not even using. So built within School Links is an entire opportunity where kids can do something called the Game of Life, which is about their own personal planning and advising. It's embedded advising within the School Links program, and we're going to be exploring that. So we're kind of excited about that. That's not required. That's just something motivational for kids.
I likewise had questions about School Links and Horizon and limitless grants provided post-secondary advising. How long have we been implementing those two programs? Is that relatively current? I mean, new?
School Links is just this year. Last year, we were awarded the Horizon and the Limitless grants, and those are focused on academic advising.
Well, I'm excited about both. And I've often wondered how counselors know what's out there. So I'm glad that there is a professional organization that is supporting the counselors because they don't have time to go really understand what's happening in the real world. So I'm excited about that. Then let's say I have two more things. Okay, the B+ average, that was a question that I had. Is that obtained by allowing the students to retake tests frequently then until they reach that level? Is that how that works?
Well, part of standards-based grading and reporting is the ability to retake.
Can't hear you.
Part of standards-based grading and reporting is the ability for a student to engage in a reassessment, yes.
Just write that down. Okay.
Sorry,
And-
one thing to note about that though, is that students have to do something between assessments. They don't just retake the assessment until they get a B. They have to usually do additional learning or additional practice and demonstrate that to the teacher to qualify to be able to retake a test.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Okay. So then the cafe, the freshman cafe, they connect with an adult to talk about goals and the next step. Are those community members or is that staff that meets with the kiddos?
These are staff members that meet with the students. It's designed to expand the type of advising that students experience. We also had some district leaders join in as well.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you very much for that presentation. Next item on the agenda is the high school master schedule update. Dr. Pfeiffer.
All right, we're going to have Deputy Superintendent Marlon Newton provide an update to you. And as you know, we did a great deal of work on our middle school master schedule last year, over 1.5 years, and this was the first year of implementation. And if you remember back prior to breaking for remote learning, we were really looking at our high school schedule and examining instructional minutes and seeing if it was giving students exactly what they need so that they could prepare for post-secondary pursuits. And this year, we're revamping that work, relaunching it, and Marla is going to go ahead and provide you an overview of that current work.
Thank you, Dr. Pfeiffer. So as was shared, the purpose this evening is to provide you with an overview of the high school master schedule and programming review being conducted by a comprehensive recommendation committee. The work of this committee aligns with 7.1, ensuring that each student graduates with the skills and knowledge necessary to pursue postgraduate experiences. So the vision of this work is to design a robust and a rigorous high school master schedule common across all 4 comprehensive high schools and Federal Way Public Schools, ensuring that our scholars graduate college and career ready through the delivery of highly effective instruction, maximized instructional time, and opportunities to explore and broaden their knowledge base through core instruction and elective opportunities. Currently, Federal Way Public Schools is running an 8-period course schedule across 2 days. So scholars are enrolled in 8 courses per semester, and they take 4 of those courses per day, creating an A-B schedule, having 4 classes on an A day and the additional 4 courses on a B day. The work of revisiting the high school master schedule actually started back in 2019-2020, but as Dr. Pfeiffer mentioned, that was interrupted by the pandemic. So we have reconvened a committee during this school year with a vision aligned to our strategic plan and vision for excellence and equity. Our focus and intention around our MTSS initiative, ensuring high quality Tier 1 instruction and supports for Tier 2 and Tier 3 inclusive of small groups, is also true for our high school level as well. And we're exploring possible models by reviewing both local and national structures. We will hold strong to best practices and leverage every opportunity to increase instructional minutes with the hopes of being able to implement a system-wide change to the high school master schedule, possibly as early as next school year. Our guiding principles ensure that we keep a focus on core instruction, plan for our MTSS initiative, ensure that students have rigorous transcripts by monitoring for college academic distribution requirements, otherwise known as the CADRs, and we will devise a structure that supports both enrichment opportunities as well as enhanced learning via honors courses and advanced programming. Our focus remains on ensuring strong and trusting relationships and supporting social emotional development, all the while keeping informed and working within the parameters that keep us fiscally responsible. This slide highlights the trajectory of the work that the committee is engaged in, and we will use this slide to unpack the work of the committee to date. The committee has met 3 times with a 4th meeting scheduled for tomorrow. Meeting number 1 was used to review the work of the previous committee, calibrate around vision and expectations, identify both technical and adaptive challenges, and gather input regarding survey questions that were posed to our stakeholders. In meeting 2, we explored current considerations and implications, including our MTSS initiative, attendance data, credit recovery, post-high school degree attainment, our portrait of a graduate competencies, social emotional learning, multilingual supports, and exclusionary practices. And then we also reviewed base models looking at instructional time, credit structure, staffing allocations, and financial input. Then in the 3rd meeting, we defined the guardrails for a possible schedule exploration, including the facts that the school day in length would not change, and we would need to include a defined advisory time. The committee thoroughly explored the possibilities of a 6-period base, and we'll be looking at 7 periods during tomorrow's meeting. We would like to share with you the current pulse of stakeholders by sharing the themes that arose from the survey data. Here you can see the number of stakeholders that participated in each survey. When analyzing the data, common themes arose from each stakeholder group. all share a vested interest in ensuring that scholars are college and career prepared, and that schedules provide balance, consistency, and prioritize time for scholars and teachers to meet via an advisory period. When looking at current obstacles or challenges, themes arose around the current structure and the length that scholars are in classes. Currently, a class period at the high school on an AB schedule is about 90 minutes, and stakeholders identified that challenges of time between classes, having a class on Monday and then not meeting again until Wednesday during a typical week, and then having even more time in between if there was interruption from a holiday, making scholars possibly not see their instructor for an entire week. So all of this information and data has been compiled and will be shared actually with the committee tomorrow, and serve as another reference point when considering their recommendation for a base schedule moving forward. To date, the committee has explored various options of base schedules, including our current 8-period structure, and then looking at options that would include a 6-period or a 7-period day. This slide here is an example of how schedules were unpacked to ensure critical factors, such as the number of staff needed to run the schedule, the instructional minutes that scholars would experience based on the design, the percent of the school day that would constitute teacher and scholar contact, as well as hours that support teacher planning. One of the guiding principles of the committee was to not recommend a schedule that would cost more than the model that we're currently running. This slide shows the differential from the current 8-period day we are currently running, and shows that if we were to select a 7-period day where teachers taught 5 of those 7 classes, that would increase the number of teachers needed in order to be operational, and therefore would not be a considerable viable option. To date, the committee has looked deeply at the 6-period option, and they engaged in an activity where they placed dots on schedules that they would like to explore as they believe them to align to the vision of the work and our guiding principles. And from that activity, the committee leaned heavily toward that 6-period model for exploration. The base of a 6-period model would increase our scholars' instructional minutes, increase the amount of teacher to scholar time during the day, would reduce the length of daily sections, and is just shy of the required hours for planning as outlined in the collective bargaining agreement. When naming the base structure, there are still many ways to frame a day or a scholar experience within that structure. And the committee explored options such as a straight 6-period day, or taking classes 1 through 6, Monday through Friday, as well as what might a schedule look like if core content, for example, math or ELA and science, were longer than elective opportunities. Or what could a possibility look like if we had classes on a rotation schedule? There are many options to consider when building out a frame of an actual daily schedule. So as the committee continues their work, they are exploring and naming the implications of current district priorities, initiatives, and areas of focus. We are continuing to plan for budgetary constraints, and it will be important that a newly recommended high school master schedule does not cost more to operate than our current structure. The committee is guided by the principles of maximizing instructional time, planning for opportunities to engage in electives, and providing scheduled time for advisory and intervention when needed. In addition, the committee is weighing options against planning minutes and opportunities for co-planning and co-teaching, and ensuring that our structures and systems of MTSS are being inclusive of all student populations and their academic needs. That brings us to today's presentation, showcasing the work of the committee thus far. And as stated, we meet again tomorrow for our 4th meeting, and the committee will engage in work of reviewing the possibility of a 7-period schedule, and we'll go through the same kind of exploration that they did with the 6-period day. And with that, we'd like to thank you for allowing the time for a brief update of the work of this committee. They are a dedicated group of educators who are working collaboratively to explore and define the next iteration of our high school master schedule, ensuring that all students graduate college and career ready. And I'm happy to entertain any questions you may have.
Thank you for that presentation. You're outlining the complexity of designing the schedule and keeping within the parameters financially and in terms of the state standards and all the things that you have to match and make it work and have it make sense for the scholars and their teachers and the families. So thank you for that. Any questions from members of the board? you very much. Next on the agenda is school reports, as we have 3 scholar representatives to alternate reporting at each meeting. This meeting, we have Yandel, Baron Toledo, and Izzy Owens reporting. Yandel?
Hello, everyone. Great to see you all again. Today, I'll be starting off by reporting from Olympic View K through 8. First is a hot topic, the cell phone policy. I'm hearing that they are not only following it, but it's being enforced fairly, which I know was a topic covered in WASDA about not just setting a good model for when to enforce it, but having all teachers actually enforce it consistently so as to maintain that environment of a no phone zone and to keep scholars in that mindset. Then they started their first club ever, which is the yearbook club, which I'm sure that the bright minds over there will do great things with. Though I am hearing that there is a sense of being treated too immaturely due to being a K through 8 school, and some scholars are expressing dissatisfaction for the bell schedule. And as always, it's good to hear feedback from our scholars and have them be so comfortable with expressing said feedback. Then going over to TAF at Sahali. In this past month, they've had few field trips, notably one of them being to Highline College, giving our scholars a glance into the future. More recently, they had their annual turkey trot and assembly before Thanksgiving break. At this assembly, games were played which regarded topics like compost, recycle, and garbage, aiming to teach them to differentiate them and how to properly dispose of them. The turkey trot entailed running 5 laps around the school in order to enter a raffle by turning in your card. But even if you didn't complete 5 laps, you could still enter the raffle because we are all winners in Federal Way. Then to finish off school reports, Internet Academy held a fundraiser on the 6th, which was this past Saturday, and held their progress report from weeks 1 through 14. Now, regarding college and career readiness, I think we're doing great on giving an insight to not just what the shift in academic workload would be like through programs like the Cambridge ACE and Advanced Placement, but also what it's like to manage it fiscally speaking via advisory lessons on scholarship information, help with filling the FAFSA. Now, here's what I think we're not really hitting the mark on: their morale. The next generation is receiving more help than anyone before them in terms of navigating the school systems. We are opening up more and more to the idea that there is a career outside of a college degree, yet scholars show a lack of interest in schooling starting from even middle school. The key to making school important to them for their own future is not some revolutionary idea. It's to convey the importance of the pursuit of knowledge. To give knowledge back its power is to spread it. And what's a better place to do that than the buildings dedicated to that one sole cause? If we can expand not just our end goal, which is readiness for life beyond high school, but our methods, which as of right now is teaching how to do it, but give them the why they should do it. We should engage in more activities that spark a curiosity in scholars, activate an appetite that can only be fulfilled by the consumption of more knowledge. Wanting is the most important part of doing. We just recently had the second Gates Roundtable meeting this past Friday. It's such an honor to be in a room with so many minds with the same purpose, improving where we can in schools. I've personally heard a common theme in this all, being the inclusion of actual families and scholars in the talks and discussions of how to go about improving. Having both sides of the coin is ultimately how the coin gets worth. I've been pretty excited about not just the sharing of ideas, but the willingness of people to listen so intently. The idea that we are making a change and that the bright future that we all wish to achieve someday is ultimately happening every day. In that room, though, we are all deciding the future is now.
Thank you very much, Yandel. Izzy.
Good evening, everyone. I am pleased to present an overview of the exceptional academic, athletic, and community engagement initiatives taking place across our district as we enter the holiday season. Across our schools, the commitment to academic success and student support is strong. At Evergreen Middle School, we saw a remarkable display of partnership and engagement with highly successful parent-teacher conferences, an effort that is clearly reflected in the school's overall strong academic performance and good grades. Evergreen has also bolstered its extracurricular life with an addition of multiple new clubs. Thomas Jefferson High School is demonstrating its academic prowess by hosting the Regional Fall Classic Math Competition, in the TJ Commons with approximately 150 participants. TJ's commitment to culture was also highlighted by the Black Student Union's successful first student-run talent show of the year, Unplugged and Rooted. The focus on student recognition is evident as the girls' bowling team was celebrated as Game of the Week, receiving extensive promotion and engaging the community by passing out flyers. The energy surrounding our athletic programs is high. Across the district, the competitive season for winter sports is officially underway, with teams starting to play games and represent their schools. At Todd Beamer High School, we are proudly wrapping up sports photos for our senior banners that will recognize our graduating athletes in the gym. For the arts, Todd Beamer invites the community to its theater production of Pirate Court this week on the 11th and 12th at 7 p.m. The spirit of generosity is highly active, particularly through spirit of giving efforts. The leadership team at TJ is actively granting students and staff wishes. This effort is further supported by the Holiday Helpers event, which mobilizes advisory at classes to provide clothing and toys for families in our EAP preschool programs, and the Deeds for Dollars campaign, which raises charity funds through engaging lunchtime activities like push-up competitions. Finally, I want to share crucial feedback gathered during the recent Gates Education Roundtable meetings, which focused on enhancing student success and family engagement. At our first meeting, we talked about guidance gaps. During a parent panel, a critical need for more robust and consistent guidance was identified. Parents expressed feeling that information is often scarce, that language barriers limit access, and that current school counselors are not providing enough comprehensive support. The key takeaway is the demand for continuous guidance from K through 12, with parents specifically advocating for early college guidance beginning in elementary school to ensure students are prepared and do not feel overwhelmed by having to cram everything into their junior and senior years. Our second meeting talked about tools. Our second meeting introduced valuable tools for students' success, one of which directly addresses students' concerns about connectivity. This platform stood out to me because it discreetly communicate important student needs, such as noting a student is feeling down and needs a little pick-me-up to all their teachers. Conversely, it also allows teachers to easily share a student's major accomplishment so other staff can offer timely congratulations. This tool is a powerful way to increase the student's sense of belonging. Why I chose to talk about this tool specifically is because it directly aligns with feedback I received from my school's first ever student council meeting, where we had student reps from each advisory ask a big question of what would make you feel a sense of belonging at Todd Beamer. We had overwhelming results of students across my school wanting more teacher engagement, saying they are close with some teachers but not so much with others, but they want their teachers to be involved with them. And I think that a lot of other districts also feel the same way because teachers are the faces of our school and the ones that work so closely with us. So it's vital that we try and make all students feel seen by them.
Thank you very much, student representatives. Always important to listen to the voices of our scholars. Next item on the agenda is superintendent comments. Dr. Pfeiffer.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Jones. First of all, I'd like to begin with a congratulations. It goes out to Director Davis for a re-election. Director Davis, thank you for your continued commitment to our school district, your wisdom, your advocacy, and thoughtful insights. Director Gollings, congratulations to you on your appointment. I'm looking forward to getting to know you and working with you. And I think that you'll be value add to our governance team, all of us working together on behalf of the 21,500 students. So fall sports, as you heard from Izzy, are coming to a close. We had several athletes make it to state playoffs, and we've now launched our winter sports, and you can find those and attend them by just looking on our website. We have all of the schedules and the locations, so I encourage people to get out and watch our amazing student athletes. Just as a reminder, though, I'm going to take this opportunity to remind everybody that all of our athletics, all of our competitive athletics are 100% educational programs and operations or EP&O levy funded. Giving just a plug, the EP&O levy fills the funding gap between what the state provides and what actually takes to run a school district and provide program services, staffing, and operations for our students. And it underfunds or doesn't fund at all things like special education, safety and security, technology, college and career readiness, career and technical education. And so I just wanted to make that loop back to some of the efforts that we were making. Last week, I had the privilege of joining the inaugural light rail first ride into Federal Way, downtown station, in advance of the official opening on Saturday and the ribbon cutting. I know this extension project is really a great resource for our community, and I'm grateful to all who have helped make it happen. And I really think it's going to explode Federal Way. So a lot of great things happening in our future. And then following my light rail trip this past Saturday morning, we had Federal Way High School's band. They performed at the Federal Way Station's official grand opening, and then Sherwood Forest's choir continued delivering the melodies and those beautiful voices coming out of our young people. So I just wanted to give them a shout out, and they are also going to be performing at this Saturday's holiday tree lighting event at Town Square. And as you can see, our Federal Way Public Schools arts are in full swing. Izzy gave a shout out to the Pirate Court that's happening on Thursday and Friday. And we just had a robust offerings, Diary of Anne Frank, The Curious Savage, and Ilahi's first concert. So again, I would encourage everybody to hit our schools, check it out, and come and enjoy free entertainment that's happening from our talented young people. This week is Computer Science Week. Students across the district are participating in an hour of code, among other coding and fun activities. And tomorrow I'm going to be at Woodmont Elementary and step into Dana Davenport's library to check out what's happening there relative to coding. This Saturday is the first Lego League robotics qualifier competition. I thank Shay and his team for hosting that. Federal Way High School, our elementary and middle school teams will compete against each other and other teams from around the South Puget Sound. And if you can recall, last year, many of our teams won awards and a few advanced to the semifinals. And then lastly, we're in the home stretch before winter break. Our last day of calendar year is December 19th. That's hard to believe, and which is an early release day. And then we return on Monday, January 5th on a 2-hour late start to allow students to ease back into learning, and really also parents, families. Since this is our final board meeting until after the new year, I want to wish everyone a safe and relaxing holiday break, as well as a very happy new year. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Pfeiffer. Next item on the agenda is school board comments, beginning with Director Gollings.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. I want to thank the electorate of Federal Way for electing me to the school board. Looking forward to the next 4 years of working together to make this school, the school district, the best place it can be to help students prepare for college and career. I'm really excited for the work we're doing to improve graduation rates, to help students really be prepared for a fulfilling career. So thank you.
Thank you, Director Gollings. Director Phillips.
I'll just say congratulations. Welcome to the school board. Congratulations, and thanks for serving me again, Director Davis. We were trying to count. This is your third or fourth election? Fourth swearing in. So just thank you for your service to community. And yes, it is nice that we're kind of getting to the end of the school year. We're going in the holiday season. I know I'm going to try and I'm volunteering at the Federal Way Cares, which is something I look forward to every year. I think the district does a good job of trying to wrap their arms around kids and family this time of year. So thank you for that in advance. And yeah, thank you to all our community partners that also step up during this time to help families as we go into the new year. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Phillips. Director Davis.
First, I'd like to welcome Director Gollings. You're going to have to get used to people calling you that, huh? So, to the board. And yes, it's going to be a lot of work. So I'm sure you had a little bit of your onboarding today, so you can see there's a lot more to it than just sitting at the table. So, every time that I hear these presentations from the cabinet, I'm just more and more impressed with how they put their minds together and make these things happen, but not so fast that they're just wanting to say, hey, we fixed this or we made this happen. But they really, really put the work in and pace themselves so that we can have the best outcomes at the end. So I appreciate that. And of course, I can't believe this is the last board meeting of the month, of the year. So hopefully everyone will go away and have a safe holiday and finish up the rest of this year, a few more weeks. The way we came in, because the district started out strong, it was just incredible to walk through the schools the first couple of days, and they were learning. It wasn't a sharing of pictures from the summer. They were actually in motion and doing the learning. Even the little ones doing the Spanish and Korean language. I couldn't believe it. But every time, when we come together, I just think about all of the people that are here, and so much work is, so much work is being done. And it's like we don't give them enough, praises. And so I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you, and for staying here and remaining at Federal Way School District, because we need you. And I'm glad that you still find this a great place to work. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Davis. Director Murphy.
I want to congratulate Mr. Gollings, Director Gollings. Looking forward to you joining us and bringing your great talents, particularly your diverse background with living on the border of the United States and Mexico. I think that's going to be a real asset to better understanding our students. And plus that your students, your own children, were in a dual language program. I think that's awesome. Running Start, as well as a local elementary school. I believe it was Adelaide. So welcome aboard.
Thank you, Director Murphy. I also would like to extend a welcome to Director Gollings. And yes, we already started our onboarding, and that's just the beginning. We just started our dive into how things are run in the district and all the different programs and activities that there are. And I'm looking forward to working with you. So welcome again, Director Gollings. I also would like to thank Mark Twain. And yes, we wish that there was a new Mark Twain school on the horizon, but we'll see how that goes. I would love to have that, just like you would. This is a wonderful, wonderful school. I love visiting Mark Twain and touring Mark Twain. It's an incredible community of young scholars and teachers. It's just a really nice place to visit. I remember touring the Bright Futures Kindergarten. That is so impressive. It is just really amazing to see people working with the youngest scholars. I want to thank the principal and the youngest third graders for their presentation. Very memorable performance of their welcome song and the impressive spoken word performance by young scholar. That was amazing. She has a future in announcing radio, whatever. That was quite amazing. People forget it's not easy to speak in front of a crowd of people, and she just nailed it. And the young ones who played their instruments so enthusiastically, really appreciated that. It's always nice to see the young ones perform. I like the fact that the Mark Twain is focusing on the new math curriculum. It sounds like it's going well. The InnovaMat, and it was really nice. And I want to observe that. I like to come and see that in action. The new young people working with math. And I'd like to commend the school for their character awards, their assemblies, and their focus on attendance, which continues to be a very important issue all across the country. And so focusing on attendance and having incentives and making that something that's really foregrounded is very important. And do we have any? Nope, okay. And I think with that, thank you, everyone, and we are adjourned.